Here's what I found interesting. August 10th of 97, WWF, which is the World Wrestling Organization, has an event, and Yokozuna's on it, and he's in a 6-man. On one side, it's Conan, Mil Mascaras, and Mascarita Sagrada taking on Yokozuna, Nikozuna, and the Evil Clown, which is Matt Bourne, the original Doink. And that's his first match since Survivor Series 96. Of course, Yoko's side is not victorious because we all know with Mil Mascaras.
No, yeah.
Meltzer reports a week later that Yokozuna is still under contract, but they want him to get down to 400 pounds, and it just isn't happening. He would also say he had a recent heart scare, but his heart recovered because he had to change his medication. And around the September, October 97 era is when we just recently touched on this. Yokozuna moved to Stamford, and you said you never heard that he moved to Stamford. So perhaps
he didn't move to Stamford.
Okay. Meltzer would say in October, Yokozuna is down to 500 pounds and is scheduled to start back on the road in November. The preliminary plan is for him to be a heel, and he may work a program with Vader. Now we know that didn't happen. Was it discussed, or are you going to rant about this being bullshit?
It is bullshit because he had to get his weight down. He had to be able to get into some kind of shape. He wasn't there.
Somehow, some way, Yoko films a Coca-Cola commercial. I can't imagine that. All right. That happened. At the beginning of November, Yokozuna, it's written in the Observer, Yokozuna won't be returning after all. He was scheduled to start back this past weekend.
Oh, shucks. He was wrong.
But underwent tests to get a license in New York and failed the physical due to obesity and an irregular heartbeat. He said to still weigh in excess of 600 pounds. And because of the commission's other commission suspensions in the U.S., his license is pulled in New York, which means he's unable to wrestle in 20 to 22 states that are still left regulating pro wrestling. And coming on the heels of the Pillman situation, it's doubtful, even if that wasn't the case, that the WWF would want to risk someone being in the ring with any kind of heart problem. Of course, we're talking about Pillman because he passed away the month before in October of 97. But Yoko's going to pop up in May of 98 in Southern California. He's going to do an indie shot teaming with Jess Hansen to take on Honky Tonk Man and Cincinnati Red. And eventually he is formally released. When do you think that would have happened? Sometime in 98?
Yeah, along that time, because I think Vince was more hopeful than anything that Yoko would, and the Yoko's family would get him to commit and go into the hospital and get help. So that, Vince was just being hopeful on that. And I think we all were. I think we all wanted Yoko to just do what you need to do and get better, man. Drop some fucking weight. So it just took a while, but then it just came time that the reality is he's not going to do it. And if you continue to coddle him and say, okay, you still got a job, but we're not going to use you till you just had to cut ties. And maybe that would
make a difference.
That would be the thing that says, oh shit, now I've got to do something.